As we've been saying a lot today, you can create a strategy. You can find the option that's right for you. You can create a plan, execute, and evolve. That's what we're encouraging you guys to do today, whether it's with us, with someone else. We want you guys to really embrace mobile and be ready to make a change. So what are the options? There is the mobile website, the elusive mobile website. How many people here, your businesses have a mobile site up right now? All right, a few. Good. Also have responsive, which is the buzzword of the day here, responsive or fluid designs. And there's also native mobile apps. So we're going to talk about how you know which one you need. We're going to go through these, and we'll have questions at the end. But basically with a mobile website, there's a couple of things that are going on. First of all, you're seeing a slow spike in your traffic. So you've been seeing that over time, month to month, you're seeing a pretty steady incline of people coming to your site from a mobile device, a tablet, a smartphone, less and less from a PC. It may not be more, but you're definitely seeing that increase. There's also a few actions that you really need to accomplish. So we've spoken about this a few times before. You really want to maybe find a place, quickly access where you're going, make a call, that click to call option that Elena was talking about, that's necessary. People need to call you on the go. Also, maybe fill out a form. Maybe we want people to fill out a form, get some information. Maybe it's just as simple as looking at a menu. So there's something specific that you want your users to be able to do from the mobile device. There's also the need to make an entry-level investment. So a mobile site is basically a copy of your current site with an optimized page that's delivered that is smaller and easier to navigate. We're all pretty familiar with this. The big thing is you don't have to do that crazy pinch, right? We don't have to sit here and exercise our fingers and pinch. It's there, it's beautiful, we can access it. So it's a really good choice. A mobile site is a really good choice when it's too expensive to design responsively. That's really the name of the game. So it's a good entry-level investment. You also might have a marketing mix that's a little less focused on SEO. So what do we mean here? So Google's concerned about two things when it comes to mobile sites: domain protection and link equity. Those are the two main things Google's concerned about. You have your domain, your main domain that people access on a desktop or a PC, a Mac, whatever. And then you have your mobile domain. So by having a mobile domain, this can actually dilute your domain and actually hurt your organic search traffic. So that's something to think about if you're really trying to work towards a solid SEO strategy. Not to mention you're going to have to manage twice the content, right? So you have two separate sites here. You have to manage twice the content. Your management costs are now double. But if you have to do it, we'd like that you didn't, but if you have to, if it's the right solution, that's OK. Just get some great marketing specialists involved. We have a great team of them floating around. Talk to them. We'll make sure that it's set up correctly, that we're following Google's guidelines so that you don't run into any of those problems. So now we're going to talk a little bit about responsive design. How many of you have heard responsive design being thrown around? Responsive, your site needs to be responsive, it needs to be fluid, it's going to be awesome. So this is an example of a responsive site here. The idea is that it's really going to render nicely on all of your devices, or at least the top ones, the ones that you need the most. So when do you need a responsive design? Again, you're looking at your analytics, right? We're all smart. We know to look at our Google Analytics. We're seeing a more rapid increase in our search traffic from mobile devices. Look something like this. Oh my gosh, how did this happen? So all of a sudden, one day, you're looking at your Google Analytics, and you realize that mobile is passing or has passed your desktop traffic. So that's a big warning sign there. Additionally, you want to accommodate specific devices or all devices. So there's two approaches that we can talk about with responsive. One is where you have something based on pixels. So we want to accommodate a specific size tablet device, a specific mobile phone. We create 2 or 3 breakpoints. So when I hit those widths, my site adjusts automatically and renders really nicely and creates a great experience. There's also a more fluid approach, which is done with HTML5, CSS3, different type of coding. And that is really a more seamless approach where you're going to see it just kind of naturally shift. Both are great. It just depends, again, on what type of experience you want to deliver and really how many pages we need to be working with. So there's a lot of considerations there, but the idea is that it's going to adjust really nicely on the fly. This is my attempt at showing it to you in PowerPoint via Starbucks. So when you are trying to shrink it, you can see if a site is responsive by simply sizing your browser down, and you get this. Ta-da! Very nice, right? You guys don't have to say it, but I know you're impressed. All right. So with responsive, you're also looking to make a long-term investment. You want to be future ready. So again, catering not just to the devices that are out now, but to the next version of the iPhone, the next version of the Samsung Galaxy, or the Google's Nexus, whatever it might be, all those screen sizes and resolutions change. So you want to be really prepared for that. And when I'm talking future ready, I don't mean, like Twinkies. They're future ready. But I'm thinking more like time, more like what they did here, where they have done a great job at making sure their site accommodates all different sizes and orientations. So this is a really nice one. Check out time later on your phone, see how you like it. It's a pretty good example. This is obviously a much better return on your investment. It's going to get you farther, faster, and longer. So we're big fans of the responsive here. Your marketing also includes SEO as a large component, social, several other components. And you really want to please Google. So if you're a big Google pleaser, I don't know if Elena's still here, but if you're a big Google pleaser, responsive is totally the way to go. Again, thinking about domain protection and link equity, Google actually says, maintaining a single shared site preserves a canonical URL, avoiding any complications or complicated redirects, and simplifies the sharing of web addresses. I don't know what that means. Google thinks it's the better option, especially for search. That's all we need to know. So going right through now, thinking about a mobile app. So I think something to note is I think everyone really needs a responsive site. If you want to build an app as a companion piece to your business or your service offering, that's great. Definitely do it. If you have a website at all, responsive is definitely the way to go. But of course, mobile isn't bad. Like I said, just make sure you have a good team that's going to help you set it up correctly so that you're not hindering any of your other marketing efforts. So with mobile apps, I forgot that I put this is what I do. I play Fruit Ninja. Pretty good at it. And let's see, I'm usually trying to find my way through the city, so I'm that person that gets out of the subway because I live in Jersey. Any Jersey people here? Again, you don't have to admit it, but I know you're out there. So I get out of the subway and I pop open my phone. I'm like, all right, which way am I going? I start walking, you see the little blue dot. Oh, no, wrong way. OK, you go back this way. So that's usually me. I use my apps to get around. And I'm usually shopping, so I'm really excited for the holiday season. But there's some things to make sure that you understand. First of all, we don't want to confuse a native app with a mobile web app. What is she talking about? So a mobile web app, I'll read through these bullets. It's really built around HTML5. It runs on a web browser tab, not through download. It's not downloaded in the store. It's more widely known from a development language perspective. And it has an app-like experience, and it doesn't work offline. So a mobile web app is an example here, Penzu, which is a personal diary app. I stole this from Business Insider. I kept the logo there just to protect myself. But it's showing you how you can go to Penzu, you can take it, add it as a bookmark to your home screen. Google Calendar does the same thing. They also have an app, but they also do the same thing through more of a bookmark style. So this is a web app. It's a bit different. Native app is the one that you download. You have to make it specific for each device. So you have a mobile app for iPhone, for Android, et cetera. And that's what we're talking about today. So if you're a law firm and you really do one-on-one consultations, primarily over the phone or in person, you probably don't need a mobile app. Just going to throw that out there. Sorry if I crushed any dreams. If you are a restaurant owner with maybe 2 locations, you don't really do a lot of deliveries, eat-in only, again, probably don't need an app. Mobile site responsive is good for you. You can find locations, get directions. That's all people need to do on the go. I'm going to trip over this yet. It's pretty dangerous back here. You guys can't see it, but it's pretty deadly, all these cords. All right. If you are, however, looking to educate people and give a lot of information to a group or have user accounts or anything like that, then yes, maybe you need to make an app. Or if you're seamless web, obviously, right? They're doing a lot of transactions, orders, geolocation. They have menus, downloads, accounts, coupons, promotions. Yes, an app. If you need any one of those things, you probably need an app. So high-level consumer engagement. So that's what we're talking about here. You really want to touch your consumers. You really want to be with them all the time. You want them thinking about you night and day. First thing that they think about when they wake up is, let me check my app. First thing they think about before bed, what is going on in my app? That's the kind of relationship you really want. Foursquare. I'm pretty engaged on Foursquare, as Bobby apparently posted a photo of all of you on Foursquare. You're out there in the web. Foursquare had this radar feature that they did that made me crazy. I was like, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to turn it on. It's going to be great. It buzzes all the time because apparently I have way too many friends on Foursquare and I like way too many places. So I'd be walking by someplace and it'd be like, oh, you want to try this restaurant? Great, thank you. Two blocks over, your friends are here. Awesome. But that is very engaged. They are very engaged with me. Good job, Foursquare. And I did actually go into some of the restaurants, because you get the points, you can check things off. It's pretty good. But this is an example of a feature within an app that gives high consumer engagement. Customer service and support, also a need for an app. Zendesk is pretty big right now, great for businesses. Service Cloud, PayPal, those are really support-based apps. You also have high data usage. So Pandora, Spotify, ESPN SportsCenter, or Scorecard, social media apps, your Facebook, Twitter, those are high data usage. Anything that's streaming something from somewhere else is going to suck up that battery. Need an app. Promotions. So promotions are great. Apps are great for promotions. You can, as I was saying with Foursquare, kind of really reach people based on where they are, what they're doing, what's going on today. As we can see here, Nick's Fresh Market is giving out dessert. It's great. You could be missing out on that if you don't have Nick's app. So you can pop into Nick's. I don't know where this is. It could be in Washington for all I know. But they are giving out dessert. So there's also sites like Guild, which Elena showed some captures of. Look, a lot of your shopping sites, if we're thinking about e-commerce again for the holiday, they can send you notifications when there's a new product posted, when there's a new sale happening. They can send you promotions. If you have a brick and mortar location, someone's walking by, they're within a proximity, you can send them a note to stop on it. Digital commerce. So this is kind of the big question. Do I need an app if I'm an e-commerce site? And the question is maybe. It really depends on the products that you have and also on the customers. So e-commerce can be accommodated through responsive or through a separate standalone site. Again, I think it's something to talk through. Being that you have to build an app for every single device, it might not be the right choice. It might be better to go responsive with e-commerce because you're going to touch everyone versus having to build separate applications for each type of user. So again, looking at your analytics, deciding what makes sense for you is always my first suggestion, and then going ahead and executing based on those analytics. In April, eMarketer predicted that by 2017, 25% of online retail transactions will take place on mobile. So regardless if you go app, you go responsive, you stay on the mobile site, I think it's key to understand this, that's a quarter of the market. People are shopping on their mobile phones and mobile devices. Other reasons that you might need a mobile app would be that you need offline capabilities. So again, me and my lack of direction, I have my Subway app as well, and that downloads and refreshes every time I'm connected to the internet, but if I'm in the subway, I can still figure out where my stop is and where I need to go next, so that's key. So if you need to have offline capabilities, a mobile app will do that for you. And last but not least, you like the added visibility of the home screen. Imagine yourself right there. Or on the iPhone store, the Google Play, whichever one your app is for. So definitely high visibility. People can see. You can get into that new and noteworthy section, get in front of your consumer. So let's see here. Still not convinced. Who at this point does not think you need to do something on mobile? The right answer. Oh, this guy. There's always one. He's like, I'm just going to put my hand up. All right, well, let me rattle off some numbers for you, because I know you all like numbers. So in December 2012, ComScore found that nearly 86 million people searched for information on local businesses via mobile. That's a 25% increase over the beginning of an 8-month period. So people are searching. So if you look at the people that not just buy, but also research before they buy, it's 93%. Like that's a huge number. And that's actually globally, and the 93% is globally. If you're looking just in the US market, there's actually 77%. So just within the United States alone, 77% of the people who conduct those searches on a mobile device then go on to make a purchase, either online or in store. Because we can see that now, right? You have an app, you're searching for something, we can see if you looked at your phone, maybe give you a promo code to use in store, and we can see that you made a purchase using the promo code that we sent to you through your mobile device. So that's definitely an important statistic. I think PCs, 59% do convert, so it's still a notable number, but it's not as good as on the mobile phone. The other interesting thing is that the people that are doing these searches, half of them are doing it because they're on the go and they need information quickly. So again, you may not need to dive right into an app. You might just need something that's responsive so that you can accommodate them wherever they're searching. All right, it's time to make your move, everyone. We're going to take the big jump together. It's going to be awesome. We're all going mobile. I'm going to read this out loud. Again, surprising. This is important. As you review your overall mobile marketing strategy, it's important to remember that it's more than just building an application. An app can be a great engagement medium, but it isn't necessarily the right solution for each business type and each business need. So again, because I don't want to talk anyone out of an app. If you'd like an app, that's fine. But only 35% of Americans actually own a smartphone device. That means 65% of Americans don't even have access to your app. So before you go down that road, make sure that it's the right move. Again, responsive, I think, is going to cover everything. So that's definitely a nice place to start, looking at your analytics, seeing what works. So first, you want to, again, evaluate what your users are using, which we keep talking about, or maybe it's just me. Establishing your budget, finding the right fit. Ask yourself, are you giving value? Are you giving value to your customers? I get really excited, I download the app, I go to open it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's it, it's a big letdown. You don't want to have that letdown. You want them to be like, yeah, this is great. Think about Starbucks again. What did they do? They have, you can access your rewards, you can get your free drinks, you can pay, and you can do all your downloads. So they got rid of those little iTunes cards. It's now all right on your app. Great, easy peasy, love it. Do you have time to care and feed it? So, just like anything, you can't just put it up there and hope people come and continue to use it. I'm sure a lot of you, if you have iPhones or whatever else there is out there, there's updates all the time for your applications. And those updates happen, maybe monthly, quarterly, yearly, but they're happening and people are refreshing. Facebook's probably updates their app, I don't know, every week now. It's getting a little crazy, I can't figure it out. But it's something you have to constantly be taking care of. And this, of course, is only part of the equation. As Bobby spoke to, once you have that plan, once you have that strategy, and you know which direction you're going to go, you have to put the time in, create a great user experience, pull in that architect, really map out how that flow is going to happen, really think about the design, make sure it speaks to your brand, make sure that it speaks to your consumer, and then execute it with a solid development team. So it's only part of that puzzle.